What's going on? It's Justeeni here. This is the final round of the tribe duels. Omaji making it to the grand finals, trying to win for the third year in the row. Of course, I have to represent Omaji because I love the funny Rider Boys still. But this time, I've really got my word cut out for me. Against Imo, first off, a very strong tribe on normal licks already. And secondly, it's literally Meisterlampe. Like, it's him. I'm going against him. So this is scary, but let's just get right into things for the sake of, going over the game. So I decide to go with this sort of opening. I see lots of fish, so I figure there's a chance that, like, maybe my resources don't line up, which is why I go with this more consistent opening with the one rider. I get the Explorer, which actually ends up being very nice. Now I can train 2 riders on turn 3. My economy is doing great. I even get the Lighthouse because this is version 119, so the Explorers are extremely good. We see Meisterlampe with the Mindbender walking towards the village, but unfortunately, already my position looking very strong. I've got a good chunk of land. I have fishing already. My cities are doing great. I get ramming from a ruin. I get roads pre-capped, so then now I just have it. I don't have a lot of farms, so yeah, not really much reason to get farming. Pop ruin, as if things weren't good enough. I go for the Explorer, see if I can grab the Lighthouse. And not quite, but it does kind of shape things, so then I could actually still get Eye of God. Like the plane here, I'll kind of just pause here and show you. So if I get this, Explorer, pretty much guaranteed Eye of God there. Now to get this Lighthouse all the way back here, this Explorer is going to do it. So I'm going to delay upgrade there for a while, but if I do that, I am rewarded with a monument. And we like monuments, I think. They're pretty good, 3 population for the cost of 0 stars. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And you can see, again, I just have so much space already, like denying the village, so like Meisterlampe's expanded slow. And you can even see like the density and terrain for IMO being quite bad. So this first game is looking pretty good. He goes in the water, but this is actually a bit of a mistake because this pond here is pretty awful. My cities are landlocked, so even if he gets naval dominance here, it doesn't actually matter. He can't do anything with it. The important lake is down here in the south. And I'm going to be ready to use that. Again, I already have fishing. Now we go with the Explorer. It goes up first, but I planned for that. It has enough movements to get the job done anyway. Bada bing, bada boom. I had to clear out all the other fog, but we're good. Now I get the Giant. I have Eye of God. Placing down Grand Bazaar. Start is really good. You can see, yeah, this is just awful for Meisterlampe. So that's kind of the one thing here is Imo can be a little inconsistent sometimes. Now we see going for the Ruin. I'm just going to quickly punish that. Step off the village. Doesn't really matter. Better to deny the Ruin. Now I'm keeping everything up north. You're really not keeping the Ruin here. So I've kind of ruined Meisterlampe's chance of winning this game. And again, for the sake of time, not really much happens. Oh my goodness, look at this cool tactic. You do a little rider bounce into the villages. Very cool stuff. But yeah, that's the first game. I'll go ahead and cut to the next one. So yeah, I probably should have mentioned before, this is best 2 to 3, and it's 15k glory. That might become relevant. A wink wink, nudge nudge. But yeah, let's just get right into this one. I go with the double rider opening, which is... Oh yeah, that's why I do it, is because the Lighthouse. If you're close enough to the Lighthouse, double rider opening is always better, because you get turn 2 Lighthouse. You upgrade on turn 2 anyway, and you have an extra rider in the pocket. So it's a nice trick to remember with Omaji. Those who know. That was really stupid, I'm sorry. You guys deserve better. Now I go roads pre-cap because I need to upgrade my cities. Farming is pretty slow. It might be the better option here though. I was really split between those, but I think roads, getting Grand Bazaar, all that stuff gets me level 3 capital for surprisingly cheap. Like, in terms of raw cost efficiency, it's pretty comparable. And then also progress towards Grand Bazaar, so that's why I settled for roads here. Again, might not actually be the best choice. You see some pressure here. I can't attack through these mountains, so I'm just going to let Meister do it instead. Luckily, he can't get much of an attack himself, so we're just kind of standing there. I skip the ruin because I really need to expand. Ruin won't help me expand, fun fact. I can just pick it up later. There's a vet sword there. It's actually not a big deal. Now I go farming. And yeah, this is looking pretty bad again. Like, my first 4 cities are there. I'm expanding pretty slow. And Meisterlampe has riding roads as well, expanding very fast, or with climbing, you know. We kind of saw that earlier. But yeah, I'm actually not expanding as fast as literally Imo. The tribe that starts with philosophy. That's not a good sign. I grabbed the Explorer. Also, another noteworthy thing is I'm not likely to get Eye of God. It's really hard to uncover this Western Lighthouse, so quite a few disadvantages compared to last game. Go for Arc of Fortune here. Gets me another giant, potentially. Now, I can deal with this Vet Sword, no problem. It's kind of a mistake trying to advance it because I already had the Riders on defense. I don't really need to make much more to deal with it, but saving the Vet Sword later. Maybe could have done some stuff. Who knows? But yeah, I just need to get expanding. There's this like central, you can tell it's definitely going to be some sort of landmass. There is like a lake, but you see like the shorelines. There is land, and I need to get it. See, also Meisterlampe has giants and lumber huts. That means math markets are happening. And if I don't do anything about that, that's really bad. So I get a park. Again, this is glory, so point rushing is an option. But yeah, the other reason why I go park is like the economy might help my actual potential win condition, which is going to be diplomacy, not giants. I need to cloak if I want a chance of winning. I go for the upgrade here finally. I'm sure this was bothering you guys, but it's because I was thinking about a wall. And I ultimately go for it. This is going to be a pretty big choke point. Now we see math. Very close to markets. Very, very strong border growth. Unfortunately, the city is landlocked, so I cannot attack it by sea with cloaks. And you can already see since Meisterlampe is here on this landmass with plenty of support. I'm just a little slow to the party. If we look at city count, because glory mode shows that, I'm down in cities. I'm just straight up down in cities. And we see math markets being set up. I mean, we see the math, but you know the markets are to follow. I can at least keep the village, but there's a catapult. This is really not pretty. And to make a long story short, set is tied 1-1. So it's going to be all about the last game. And the last game is going to get crazy, so stick around for that. I'll go ahead and cut to that one. All right, so this is where it all happens. I mean, technically, like, my match isn't like the ultimate decider. Like, it's still ongoing. So far, Amaji's doing pretty well, but it could still be anyone's game. But, you know, getting that point is important. I get a very early star rune, which is super amazing. Grab an explorer to see what's going on. And while the star rune is great, you can see there is a potential lake in the middle. I also have to go climbing because it's mountain range, which is weird for Omashi territory. I go farming, but I'm already kind of connecting the dots. I go farming before roads because, well, first off, the city, and second off, I want construction. This city's really good, and can you guys see the markets? There's some really nice markets, actually. Get a nice explorer here. Meet the opponent. And I can actually get to the city, grab an explorer there. I'm not keeping the city, but I can actually potentially get Eye of God. So that's what I'm doing up there, and I'm also trying to expand as fast as I can down south. It's not going as quick as I'd like to because the whole like mountain's in the way. And this vet sword kind of sucks right now. I get a star rune though. Second star rune is very, very nice here. Going for construction, and yeah. I'm going greedy against Imo, which strategically sounds like a horrible option, but with how this map is, I really have no choice. I get the explorer, grab this lighthouse. That's cool, I guess. And you can see up here, I am going to be able to secure the city just barely. And we see the math. It already is riding. Markets are going to follow. That's just a simple fact of life at this point. But one advantage that I do have here is because I have such good vision of the map and I know how things are going to be playing already, I can do a little bit of planning. Not to say that I plan perfectly here, you think I would, but I do make some mistakes. And you're actually going to see the first mistake right now. So, did you catch the mistake? It's a really subtle one. The mistake was that I made a giant. That's crazy, right? Making a giant is so natural, but remember, this is glory, and if we look at the situation, there's a big lake in the middle. So your first instinct is, oh, grab the lake. No, no, no. This lake is really hard for me to keep. I don't have a lot of water access, which means it's hard for me to get control of the water, but it's not hard for me to defend my coast. What I should be doing is going for markets and go for points. 15k sounds like a lot, but it's actually quite attainable. So I'm setting up my markets now. I already had these planned, like as soon as I bought construction. These are 24-hour games, by the way. And I get another giant, again, kind of failing to recognize I need to be getting points. So there we go. We see markets from Meisterlampe, but I am also following with my own markets, so keeping up in economy. The opponent does have philosophy, but they don't have Eye of God. They're still missing the Eastern Lighthouse. And city-wise, it's going to be 9 to 8. So I'm actually going to be ahead one city. And yeah, look at these markets. Like, these are beautiful. Like, 2 level 7 markets with Homage. Not bad. Go for some upgrades. Very nice upgrades. And yeah, my economy is actually doing amazing right now. And we see Meisterlampe going in the water. This Juggernaut's upgrading the markets. But you can kind of see these markets aren't the best. If you'd gone for like a border growth in the city, then they would have been better, I believe. I think there are some other ways to improve the markets. You can kind of see they're all right, but I really focused on the markets because I figured that'd be important. And now again, I'm going towards the water. I'm realizing at this point, I do need to start thinking about winning, because if you look at the score, I am behind right now, but I can catch up. I don't have philosophy, but I can always buy it later. And I am still setting up these really juicy markets. And my economy is doing really well. And it's not even at its fullest potential. Now I'm just defending the water here. And I need to just make sure I hold on to all of my cities. I do have a plan for this city, by the way. It looks really scary. But if I just get strategy, get a defender, and then get a wall here, it's actually really hard to break through. And it'll give me enough time to properly defend while I then build up my economy, get more points, and win the game. So yeah, that's all I really need to do. I don't need to train a unit in the city, because if they use a scout to siege, that's fine. Go for the workshop, of course, get more economy. Grab the market. Things are looking nice. I can get a park, except I get the super unit first, which, again, I should be going for parks. Now I make a mistake here. And what do you think it is this time? If you're really observant, you might recognize I completely threw the game here. Like, no, straight up. Like, this went from like a pretty solid, maybe even winning position to I lose. And I'll show you why. Boom. Sneaky Juggernaut. How is this big unit just completely undetectable behind this one tile of fog? Because the thing is, I remembered last turn there was a giant on the port, and then on turn 14 I see a giant on the port, but that was a different giant. I lack object permanence. You know, it doesn't help that it's a 24-hour game, so I would have had to remember a Juggernaut being there. But yeah, I didn't pay attention. And now I'm losing the city. Now I'm actually down in cities. I'm still up in economy, though. And Meisterlampe's going with bombers, which are actually quite expensive. I'm trying to counterattack a little bit. Now going for my parks. I really have no chance of winning the water. Border growth, setting up all these markets that I planned oh so long ago. See, like, some really unintuitive market placements, like why windmill here? It's actually because I have Smithery Market in mind. Like, that's how detailed these markets are. But unfortunately, as things play out, You can see the point race, I'm actually slightly ahead, but that is soon to change. Losing a bunch of points from losing the city. Now I'm the one that has to play catch up. I go for philosophy, as I was planning to do. Some mind benders to heal, you know, in case they get too aggressive. But I'm losing some of my units. We see a border growth. Now we see Smithery for Meisterlampe helping the markets. Border growth now. Economy-wise, we're about equal-ish. He might even be ahead at this point. Endpoint-wise, he's ahead. I try my best. I go for spiritualism. I was planning that as well. There are a lot of different lines that I had here. But try as I might, I end my turn on 10,000 points. But then Meister ending his at almost 12,000. I end my next turn on just 11,000. I'm about 2 turns away from winning at this point. But Meister is winning instantly. Yeah, turn 18. That's actually like really fast, by the way. Like getting to 15k in 18 turns is quite difficult, but manages to get it done in no small part thanks to grabbing the city, which allowed him to win basically a turn faster, at least. Like you can actually see like it was pretty close. He barely got above 50,000. But unfortunately, I do lose the set again to that critical blunder. The first 2 games were very like one-sided, but this one could have been anyone's game. Unfortunately, I don't get it done. I choke when it matters. But we kind of already knew I'd do something like that. Anyway though, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.